The reputation of lawyers is ephemeral. Their great work, as it were, is written on the sands, and their names pass away like shadows. The winding paths and lush foliage of Hollywood Cemetery mark and honor the bodies and the names of the dead, most of whom have been forgotten by the living. In a small section of the seemingly endless rural cemetery lies those whose reputations are a little less fleeting than the rest. They are those whose names live on in history books and classrooms throughout the country. The plots in President's Circle, which are partially responsible for the reputation of this Richmond cemetery, mark the graves of notable leaders and their families. And the lots surrounding President's Circle are those who died worthy of proximity to these great icons. As a result of their own, smaller reputations, these people and their families were placed in an area of prestige and beauty. One such family plot lies between Monroe and Oak Avenue, less than a minute walk from the President's Circle. The plot is marked by a large gravestone clearly and proudly reading Braxton of Cherry Coke. It stands at the edge of the plot facing the road, boldly and firmly calling the attention of passers-by. The opposite side of the large gravestone designates Dr. Tomlin Braxton and Mary Caperton Braxton as the parents of the family, and the stones organized on the ground around the base of their stone are their descendants. Unique to this plot is the seeming hierarchy that is established by both the appearance, structure, and placement of the different stones. Directly in front of the parents' large marker are 3 stones that step up like stairs to Tomlin and Mary. The art, skill, and content of the markers increase as the stones get closer to their parents, as if they are stepping up from a basic plain status to a decorative prestige. The illusion is only enhanced by the sloping hill of the plot. The large, proud stone demonstrates the parents' roles at the head of the home and the mentors to their children. Tomlin Braxton is described as a modest, brave, and honest man and a devoted husband and loving father. Mary Caperton Braxton's stone discusses her ancestry, her children, and her courageous, happy, and gentle nature. These words exemplify the importance of the parents' role in the family, a point that is punctuated by the placement of their child Robert Tomlin Braxton, who died at 2.5 years of age, between the parents as if being protected and monitored by them in death. The stones that are laid out underneath them imply inequality amongst the siblings. A closer look at the identities of the siblings lends greater understanding to the organization of the plot. Allen Caperton Braxton was a famous lawyer of his time. He passed the bar at age 21 and quickly and unusually found success in Stanton, Virginia. His natural talent resulted in a quick rise to the top, and he devoted his whole life to his clients, cases, and to the law. He was distinguished throughout Virginia for his skill, eventually moving on from Stanton and opening law offices in Richmond. His major break came when he reluctantly accepted the call to aid in the Virginia Constitutional Convention. There, his eloquence, diligence, and talents once again shined, and he quickly gained the attention of his peers. The last year of his life, he was ill, and on his deathbed he married his nurse, Mary Miller Braxton. She lies next to Allen, the brief marriage resulting in her prolonged distinguishment within the Braxton family. Hugh and his wife Agnes take the lowest positions in the plot. He was the middle child, and he did little to take his family status and gain his own prestige or wealth. While he worked with the city council in Stanton and played a role in making decisions about the construction of the streets, there was little evidence that he was anything but a businessman. Tomlin and Mary take the head, carefully guarding their little one. Out of their family names and their proud identity, their children's stones take their places. They do not indicate equality among the siblings because not all of the siblings were equal. Those that had more money and more status displayed the same in death. And yet, the final message is still the same. They are a family. They had different images, personalities, and positions. So do they in death. In the end, they are still together, unique pieces, put together to create something meaningful. Allen Caperton Braxton stood as an important figure coming from a family that had history and status. As his eulogy laments, just as any great lawyer or doctor or military captain, or even as an average businessman in Stanton, his history is ephemeral, written on the sand, leaving only a stone remaining.